Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 6. I gotta tell y'all something, the inspiration has been absolutely real lately. Since we have finished the Hermitcraft Season 6 Nether Hub, I have just been wanting to get on here every minute of the day and work on our fantastic projects. In the last episode, we talked about how this rail was going to extend around to our base, and you can see I have started construction of that over here. In fact, when constructing it, I managed to die to a creeper explosion. As you'll see, there is no rails on this line over here just yet, and where it turns the corner is actually not pointing quite towards the center of our base. You see this gap right here? It is 2 blocks wide, and that means it can't be aligned up with my base because my base is an odd amount of blocks in width. And I will forever think about how the 2 rails coming in are not aligned up with the middle of the base. But I do want to change the rail style. So I think what we should do is extend this outwards to we're probably in line with the halfway point of Mumbo's base. And then we're going to create a little turning, and that's going to go in this direction by, let's see, do I remember the number? I think it was 51, so that means like another 13 blocks. So I have a little section that goes across, and then it's going to change into a different track design and go under the water. It's going to be awesome, but before we can really talk about any of that, we've got to make some progress right here, laying down some rails, finishing off the bits that I haven't done, and building more of this going in that direction. So that is where the line is going to go for now. We're kind of just at the edge of Mumbo's main part of his base, and in this direction is ours. If we just go straight from where the rail is, let's look at how this lines up. Okay, so we need to come over this way, yeah, just a few blocks, and then we're going to go directly in line with the center of this. That's fantastic. I feel like the distance is right as well. One thing I haven't done is put down any rails. I'm actually going to meet up with Impulse very soon, and he is obviously the Gold King on the server, so we'll get loads of powered rails from him. Now, the way that Green has done it over here, you can see that the powered rails extend from the redstone blocks, but only in one direction, and that leaves this large gap where you slow down. So when I meet up with Impulse, what I'll do is get my hands on as many of these golden rails as I can. He's obviously provided plenty of these to the HRM project in the past. I'm sure he'll be able to help us with some more, and then we can have maximum powered rails. So once we've got those in, then I'll craft up the regular rails with my own iron. So in the beginning of this video, I talked about inspiration, and you may have seen the time lapse there, the editing of it. Really letting these things flow at the moment. I'm really enjoying it. Every time I approach something, I just get these new ideas and I'm loving it. It's fantastic. But we're actually going to let that project simmer for a little while because the build style is going to change and I need to figure out exactly what it is I'm going to build. So while that's brewing away in the back of my mind, I think it's time to get in here and get technical, get some redstone going and start to build our storage system. We're actually going to build one that we've already built in the past. It's going to be the one I built from Scar for Season 5, and if you saw that design, it's pretty much still the best thing there is. So we're going to start off by clearing out a massive space back in here, and then we'll figure out how much space we need for our storage system. So we are in Nembom's world download for the sorting system, and this first iteration of it is a little bit too small for my needs. The second one over here will be the one that we build. I think that that is pretty reasonable. We are going to have more shulker boxes than what you see here, but the amount that we need to sort at one point in time will probably never exceed this. So this will be a central component of our sorting system. However, I have additional shulker boxes that we use as well. Now down here you can see what we built last season for Scar. This is 6 of these tiled together. And even this can give me a little bit of herky-jerkiness on my brand new system. And it's running at the moment as well. Crazy, right? Anyway, we don't need as much as that. We're just going to build a single module. And I'm using Like Manica at the moment, which we've been using to create our base. And this is going to make my life easier, as this time around I'm going to build a schematic of this. Last time I had to kind of build it by looking at this and going back between two worlds, and that is significantly slower. I gotta say, this mod is fantastic. Look at that. We made a selection, we can save it, and then we can bring it into the Hermitcraft world, and that is going to show us where to place all of these blocks. And behind here, where we're going to build it, there is a ravine, and I've kind of made a really silly mistake here. If we swim to the back, you can sort of see how there wasn't water in this area, and the ravine is more so on this side. But then when I've been digging out the top, I think the water has actually formed and spread itself all the way over to this corner. So I'm going to grab some sponges and start removing this. But basically, by doing it like that, I've made more work for myself than there should have been. As you can see down here, there actually isn't any water in this side. So you place one block, you place another, you keep going, and before you know it, about an hour's passed by and you built yourself a sorting system. There was one thing I was a little bit worried with this. Obviously we're working with an odd width, and if we just look there, although there's more redstone on this side, we actually have an odd width for the amount of shulkers that go in here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side, 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side, so it's perfectly aligned with the middle, which is fantastic. And as you can see, I've used prismarine bricks a lot in here, as well as jack-o'-lanterns for lighting, and sea lanterns for lighting down the bottom here. And the thing is basically ready for a test, so it's a cross your fingers moment, because we could fire this up and I've made a mistake, but using the schematic I'm pretty sure I put everything in the exact right position. As I'm placing down these chests, I'm also now reminded that this is what I had in my base as well as Scar's, so I'm quite familiar with all of this setup. And there's something important that we got to do here, and that is check that every box doesn't have a free slot. That's an important thing with how these work. If we leave a free slot open, then any item may go into that chest, and that may actually be what you want. You know, I built these things assuming most of you have seen it all before, right? Because I've done it quite a few times before. But if you're not in the know, we essentially put items in here, and they'll go underneath the system. The items will go up, they'll come over the top, and then they'll filter down behind the shulkers. And it does this with some timing, so it's one item at a time shuffling through the hoppers, and they can look in front of them inside of these boxes, and then they can go into stacks that haven't been filled up, so there is space for them. So that's the kind of way it all works, and we're going to have to figure something out here at the front, because even when standing on this slab, it's a bit of a reach to get to that one, especially to place the block, and then we've got to break it as well. So maybe what we'll do is we'll have some prismarine steps just in front so you can get a little bit higher, but we need to run a test. I'm going to grab some junk items that I know will get sorted into this system, like stone should get sorted in, I believe. Diorite definitely will, and I don't think there's any space for white concrete. Let's have a quick look. Oh, actually there is. Well, 53, a whole stack will fill that up and then go around to the end. So any items that don't get sorted will end up in this chest over here at the bottom, and that's a good thing, because then it lets you know, oh, you know, if you end up with a load of stone in here, then clearly you need more space for stone in the system. Over on this side is where we put the items in to begin with, and I believe this additional thing that's built from the schematic on the side is a shulker box unloader. So what we would do is put shulker boxes themselves into here, which I won't actually do right now because it might set everything off. And I think this dispenser deploys them, and then it allows the items to flow out, and when it's empty it gets rid of it. I think that's what it's doing. Anyway, I guess it's the moment of truth. I'm going to chuck in some items, and we're going to cross our fingers and hope they will get sorted. That's not a good sign. Items randomly out the back here that I put into the system. Yep, there's more up the top. Oh dear, I've done something very wrong, haven't I? Wow, that's actually stupid on a colossal level right there. Those droppers are actually facing upwards, and somehow I haven't noticed that. Okay, that is really stupid. Really stupid. Ah, this machine is silent. Yeah, I could hear clicking, and I was thinking that's going to get annoying. But the clicking was the items coming out the droppers at the top. I should have noticed that sooner. Well, anyway, all the items I wanted to sort are now back in. Let's hope there's not going to be any more problems, but let's face it, there's a pretty high probability that we're going to have some more problems before we get this running. That's right, there were a couple more issues, but don't worry, I managed to fix the little bits of redstone that I missed here and there, and the thing is finished and working. I've been sorting through a fair few items, doing tests, making sure that the ones that can go into shulker boxes do exactly that, and the ones that can't end up over here, and that's worked flawlessly so far. I think it's a pretty good sign that things are in order. Now these shulker boxes you see in front of us, not all of them are going to stay there, because I've been reminded when we sort items through this system, one of the places we want them to go first is into our ender chest backpack, where we have access to all sorts of different materials that we take around with us all the time. So after we've finished a project, we're going to come back with a load of junk. Look at all the junk that I have accumulated from all of the projects we've been doing this season. I need to come back with one or two of these, sort them through all of this first of all, and then those ones. And obviously there's not enough space for this on there. We're going to have some of these things just pushed over to the side. For example, I've got ones full of grass, I've got ones full of cobble that don't really need to sit on here, and ones full of bones as well. So we need a little bit more space is what I'm saying, and we need to decorate the space around this system. And an idea has been brewing in my head that we're going to execute. It's quite simple. We're going to take the contour or the shape of this and we're going to extend it into the room. So if we go out by 2 blocks and just follow this upwards and then across to the side, that is going to give us a kind of canvas for where the room is going to expand. So with just a few blocks, I think I'm able to put together a pretty good demonstration of what to expect, and it looks like it might just be able to incorporate this without us having to change any of the redstone here. I'm now trapped in the corner, aren't I? No, I can jump out like this. That's good. Okay, so let's turn around, and can you see how we're just taking that shape? And I may have done it just incorrectly up there, and that's fine, but we're kind of extending that backwards. So it opens up the room a little bit to the side, but it brings more of this kind of shapeliness we've got going on into the project. So over here, it's probably going to be a case of leaving this for our whole shulker box unloading system, but on the opposite side, maybe what we can do is have some of those shulker boxes. So I'm slowly shoring things up here and making little changes to the chests and some of the redstone, or more so the hoppers, and had a little bit of an accident here as I dug through the wall. Yeah, this is built in the middle of a ravine basically, so what I think I should do is seal off this ravine at this level here and then take out all of the water with sponges, so wherever we're digging in this area we don't really have to worry about it too much, because it destroyed a little bit of redstone, the water flowing through here. It could have destroyed a lot worse, you know. But there's an enchantment I don't have on my helmet, respiration. I want to grab that so that we can stay underwater for longer. And there it is. At the death of many pigmen, an upgrade to our helmet. We now got respiration 3. Well, all of this has been cleared out from one side to another and lit up if ever I want to expand this. But in the process of doing that, I have been thinking it's a little bit cramped. If I'd have moved this like another 5 or so blocks further back, maybe there would have been space, but it's not really going to open up on the sides. I think the best place to put all of our other shulker boxes is literally where we're standing, which makes them very easy to access. So down here, we're actually going to rip out a load of these slabs and then just have the shulker boxes here, and we can put sea lanterns below them so they can be nicely illuminated. So in sorting out all of my shulker boxes and inventory, I realised that a lot of this stuff is just for behind the scenes, you know. At the end of the day, you want to see a project and you probably don't want to care too much about how I manage, colour code and organise my inventories, right? But it's been done. I have stockpiled lots of materials into these shulker boxes here. Then on the wall we have some ones that are not filled up all the way, so they can be sorted into. And over here I've been sorting through tons of items with lots left over into my shulker box. Shulker box? Ender chest, that one. Yeah, so those go back into there. Now I've also got this chest on the side that holds lots of valuable odd items, things that don't stack and other stuff as well. And then on the opposite side I've got a few loose project boxes, like, you know, loads of birch logs And then in this one I've got lava buckets, and down here I've got loads of black concrete and materials for another building project. So at this point I can say it is actually pretty much all sorted out, and I may make some modifications in here. But there you go, that is our sorting system room finished, and another project done on this server. I see a wild impulse.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Fancy
I'm
seeing
loving
you.
flying around this hub, man. Look at this.
It's
There's
amazing.
so much room.
There's a
Oh, it's
hole
pretty
up
great.
here. Ah, someone's put a ladder up there. Dude, fancy
Uh-oh,
seeing
ow.
you in this area. Do you know what I've been thinking? I've been thinking about the season, was it 4 PvP arena that we dug underground.
Oh, yeah, that was so much fun. It was about this size, too, wasn't it?
I think this is bigger. I'm just thinking this is also a PvP arena for flying and fighting.
Uh-oh, should I get my sword out? Are we doing that?
I was trying to hit you.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
it's too
hard.
hard. Oh, it's too hard, man. So,
Oh.
dude, before we discuss about why we're in the Nether Hub, just come land over here,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Just admire that.
Oh, wow.
That's too good. That is
That I
just
didn't
too
know you
good.
could do that.
That's unbelievably amazing. And
Wow.
we could possibly decorate portals with maps on the outside as
Mhm.
well. I love the way it's
Oh, yeah.
blue, like color coded. We could color code the insides of our portals.
Uh-huh.
My mind is ticking over. But we're here to
That's
discuss.
incredible.
It is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, my
I had
mind's blown.
no
I forgot
idea
what
you
we were
could do
here
that.
for.
Yeah. Dude, we're here for the hole in the
Oh.
sky, right? I was
Yeah, there's a
actually
couple ugly holes. I see that.
I was struggling to find your opening for the gold farm the other day. I was literally struggling to find it. It's so big in here. So
Yeah, I'm
I was
getting lost
thinking
already.
we should like team up and build a bigger entrance, maybe like a big golden circle that says here. But you and I have had a discussion, and we've come up with a
Mhm.
far better idea, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I thought it was kind of odd to have the hole over here, like kind of offset from the center of the hub.
Yeah, it's a bit
So,
to the side, isn't it?
and plus, I can't be the only one that needs to get above the bedrock,
Oh,
right?
everyone
For
needs
my
to.
gold farm. Yeah.
Everyone needs
So,
to.
yeah, it might be kind of cool if we gave like a central entrance, right? Everybody knows where the center of this map is, and
Yeah,
you've even marked it out here. It looks like.
if you're flying above, like you see the blob of blue in the middle of the island, or you see the walls disappear away from you, so it's always easy to come to the center. And
Hmm.
then right up the top there, we could essentially create like a second Nether hub, which has tunnels going in each of the directions. So we could build a
Yeah.
nice big open space to fly up and land in, and then there can be tunnels going each of the direction for other people to connect to, like the gold farm would be one of them.
Hmm.
But then discussing about how to decorate that, you've come up with a really cool idea, I think.
Yeah, I was just mentioning that when you're in here, it's so dark that you kind of feel like you're just out at night,
Yeah.
right? Because now it kind of feels like we brought the overworld into the nether, right? And so because it feels like it's nighttime, what if we had like a moon or something that was like bright and was glowing, and you just look up and feel like there's a moon up there or something. That would look kind of cool, I think.
I think that's perfect, but while you were saying that, I was looking at the red atmosphere and I was thinking blood moon.
Oh, ooh, that's cool. I like that. We could make that work. We
Yeah, I
could try
think
it
I
out.
think there's a possibility for that. So I guess the first thing is to put a hole in the roof, right? Now,
Yeah,
I wonder if I can rock it into the roof and dig. I broke a
and like
block.
make a hole. Oh, wow. Uh-oh,
Is
I'm
it
gonna die
literally
trying to
straight
get
up?
there.
Because
Oh,
I just went, oh, it's literally straight up.
I made it.
Oh,
I made it.
nice.
That's all we need is just
That's
one
it.
block hole.
That's it. We're done. Job done.
Look at perfect.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I think we better make it a little bit bigger. I almost killed myself getting up here.
Yeah, okay, it was one block off. This block's the center, but now we can
Okay.
start digging outwards and create
Yeah.
a circular shape.
All right, Azuma, look at this pretty nice hole in the ceiling we've made.
We've
Not
made a
quite what we did
hole.
just yet. Oh, look at
Wait.
this. We got an intruder.
We're
He's
being-
already tested out the hole.
He's
Too
checking it
soon,
out.
Green. We're not done.
Says wait.
Oh, he's confused.
Where is the
There he goes. He's trying to get to the gold farm.
That was brilliant. Type in
Thanks,
mid-flight, I'm impressed.
Yeah, that's
It
pretty
looks
good.
a little bit janky, doesn't it? Because we've got some slabs poking out the edge.
Yeah, we were interrupted quite a few times by the ghasts.
Mhm.
So
They almost killed
so
us.
we had to take care of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this isn't done. We got more to do. Like we want to put another like false ceiling where that netherrack is, but you can kind of already get the red look
Yeah.
of it, right?
Yeah, we've made a cut in our video here, and peeps are thinking, "What? All you've done is, make a circle. There's more up there."
Oh yeah, I guess we should go show them
Yeah.
what we've actually done.
Oh,
If we can
boom.
fly. There we go.
Wow, that's got a nice feel for landing to it. I did smack my head on the ceiling, but then it was clear where I could land, so that worked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah, it did.
janky slabs are to stop ghast spawning. We'll probably end up putting carpet down on here. What we
Hmm.
kind of done is we've gone into a creative plot world server. We've done the blood moon thing, and it looks, if I could make a pun, bloody amazing.
It does. It looks good.
It looks
It
really
doesn't look
good.
like this. It looks a lot better than this. That's
But
for
this
sure.
is red, so it gives you a little bit of an idea, at least a little
Hmm.
bit. But from there, we kind of realised that we want to have an area to land in, so we got this circle around the outside here, and then we've made it a little bit spherical. Now, we've made it out of the same material because when you look from different parts of the Nether Hub below, it kind of makes it look like you're looking at like a half moon or like a crescent moon, which is a really nice effect to have.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super
Um,
cool. Depending on where you're at in the Nether Hub, you're gonna see like a different style of moon. So it's pretty
exactly.
neat.
These are also going to be tunnels that go in each direction, like north, south, east, west. So by making it out of black concrete, someone can come along later and decorate it and make it even better.
Hmm.
So there's room for this to look better. But the thing for us to do now is that blood moon roof effect, which is going to involve glass and
Lots of glass, yeah.
yeah, other blocks, and we're probably not going to have the time to finish it today, are we? So we'll
No.
probably put together just like a little section, and hopefully it'll be enough to show off how this thing is going to look. Unfortunately, time is limited for us today, isn't it?
Hmm. Oh, it is. It
So
is.
yeah, a very small section of this has been created, but we'll walk them through the process. We got a flat sheet of red glass. Then
Hmm.
we have some sporadically placed red glass with some air gaps. I just fell down. Well done, me. I was
We
holding
didn't
shift.
fall all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, I was one block away from that. So then we have two layers of glass, and this one at the top here also randomly goes up a block in little clusters, and that's to add more detail to the top layer, which is our moon rock, basically, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So very small sample size, and from here it looks pretty naff. So you reckoned it was best from the bottom, right?
Yeah, when you go all the way down and you look up, you can get a much better idea. The only thing that's really missing at this point is some lighting. We played around with
Yeah.
some
Oh
lighting
yeah, of
effects
course.
in creative that we're gonna do kind of on the outer edges of it to give it this like outer ring glow. So that's not really in yet, so you don't get the full effect, but you can kind of see the detail when I zoom in with my cheaty zoom key.
Ah, I'm
You can
without a cheaty zoom key.
Oh no. Oh yeah, you can get the you can definitely see the effects. So big area we need to do because yeah, as you kind of go to the side, you can see
Hmm.
all this is going to have to be done as well, right? All the way until it meets that back wall.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty big area. We're going to need a lot of glass and a lot of the different concrete grays and things like that. But it's going to look
I mean,
super
it's a
cool, man. I'm
grind, and I'm
excited.
going to get on that grind, and we're going to make it look good. And very soon, peeps are going to see our vision come to life, I guess, right?
Right, right. Just when you thought the grind was over in here, after
There's
you
another
did all
one.
that,
It's
we got
Minecraft
ourselves another one. It's like Nether Hub 2.0, the
2.0.
Skyver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, great stuff, man. I'm going to get on that grind in between recording these episodes, and we'll meet up again soon, I'm sure.
Sounds good, man. This is gonna look amazing.
So, my friends, it's now later in the day. We've had a Hermitcraft meeting and we've been discussing the fate of these tunnel ideas, which we had previously agreed is what we were going to do. That's why I built mine a long time ago. But now we're talking about perhaps actually keeping the walls entirely blank and not having anything on them at all. We're going to make a proper decision about this soon, so this thing might disappear. And I'm actually pretty on board with doing that because I think the alternative is better, which is to use our hub that we're building up here in the middle to get to all the different tunnels in the world. So this will become like an isolated place that you fly down into, which I think will be really majestic. So our Blood Moon project up here has got to look good, and with the time that I've had during the meeting, I've just been placing down loads of glass up here, and it's ended up looking alright. Well, it's just the first part, right? You can see the rest of it we got to do. And someone's come in here and dug out a lot of space as well. That wasn't... Hey, is that Impulse? I think Impulse is doing more work. That's excellent. Has he seen me? He'll spot me now. Awesome. So when I was recording with Impulse, we only had a couple of hours to work together, which is why we haven't finished this. And I'm not sure if we really made it clear. We're going to have like these 4 tunnels going off in different directions, and the different hermits will contribute to decorating those tunnels, and maybe there'll be more going on in here. But what you see up above is a grind that I'm going to do in between episodes, maybe in the next episode and on live streams and all of that. So we have that to look forward to, and the view when we look up there is going to be spectacular. Now, because we've got like a network up the top there, we need to consider that it's going to be hard to get up there from down below. So Doc is going to be working on a project where we're going to have a seamless secret entrance right here, and you'll be able to activate this and it will drop you down into a minecart down below. That minecart will then go all the way over to the edge. It will go upwards and come back across, and you're probably thinking that's a little bit slow. Well, the thing is, if you're in a minecart, you can step away from the computer for a moment, right? It's not ideal, but it is an alright solution. So we're probably going to lean in the direction of having a very clean nether hub. Although we might keep the holes in the wall going. I personally don't mind if I have to close this thing off and cover it up with black concrete. I think we need to go for what looks best and what is best to play in on the server, and so sometimes you've got to make a little sacrifice. This tunnel was a cool project, but it might not be staying with us, and that's fine if that happens to be so. I'm totally cool with that. Anyway, this is where we're going to wrap this one up. We have started yet another new project, but we've also finished one with our storage system, and we are just juggling the projects and getting through them. It has been very productive at the moment here on the server, and this is where we're going to wrap the episode up. So if you have enjoyed it, then leave a like. As always, thank you for doing that. It supports the channel. I appreciate your support, and I'll be seeing you soon with another episode. So ciao for now. Bye bye.